Clear scramble into 210 now.
Hello and thanks for joining me. Today is June 22nd, 2019, and this is a quick demo to show the capabilities of ForeFlight, and at the same time I'm also experimenting with a new program, new to me, called Lonely Screen. And with Lonely Screen, my goal was to be able to project my iPad screen to my PC monitor. So I've got a trial version loaded up right now, and here you can see exactly what I can see on my iPad. So there we are at Kilo Tango India Whiskey, which is Tacoma Narrows Airport, and right now we're looking at a VFR sectional. And as you can see up here, I've got Papa Delta X-Ray, which is Portland International programmed in, but it's pretty easy to move stuff around. If I want to change my flight plan and move one of these bubbles to a different location, it'll change my flight plan accordingly. So I'm moving, I'm reversing it, and I guess I confused it right there because the Buxom ILS runway 10 left approach does not apply to Tacoma. So let's click on this. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to click on PDX. I'm going to remove that. Let's go ahead, and I'm typing right now Kilo Sierra Echo Alpha, so CTAC, and hit return. So there's the route displayed. Again, this is a VFR sectional, but I'm sorry, no, this is a low altitude IFR chart. But by clicking up here, I can easily switch it to VFR sectional right there. And again, you're seeing everything. See, it's asking me if I want to so I probably will subscribe. It's about $15 a year. It seems to be doing what I want it to, although I wish the resolution were a little bit better on the PC screen. In any case, it's doing what I want it to, and I can still see it okay. So that's us on the ground. So I can click on the airport right there, and another cool feature is I can bring up a 3D view of it. So again, and I can rotate that around, and that's really cool if you're flying into an unfamiliar airport, particularly one that has mountain obscurations and steep terrain like Aspen or one of those. So you can kind of visualize what your approach is going to look like going into that airport. So see, right now we're sitting on the ground. To rotate this around, we're sitting on the ground right about over here. And we're going to taxi out to runway 17 and take off and join the course that I have selected. I'm going to keep the course really simple. So let's get rid of the 3D view. This is a full screen view of Tacoma Narrows Airport. There's lots of stuff here. I'm going to go through it really quick. Again, this is ForeFlight. So right now I'm on the frequencies page. So that's the CTAF frequency, departure frequency, flight service station, ground, tower, weather and advisory. And over here is the current weather. So this is real time right now. We're looking at mist. It's definitely an IFR day. So right now I would definitely be filing IFR if I was going to take off and fly over to SeaTac today. And then here's runway information. One of the cool things here is that it brings up the current wind direction and the runway that favors. So if we take off runway 17, we'll have wind from the right front. It's just a slight crosswind component at 3 knots. And it's showing you that 3.5 would be a bad choice with 3-knot tailwind. Just a reminder here, for runway 35, it's right traffic, and both runway 17 and 35 has precision approach path indicator lights on the right side. That's the 4-light system. This is the magnetic direction of the runway 17, magnetic direction of 35. A couple other things here, procedures. So procedures for Tacoma Narrows. Departure, there's the Tacoma 1. That's depicted right here. And then these are takeoff minimums that are published. Hopefully you can read that, make it a little bit bigger. So the takeoff minimums for this airport are there. Let's move forward. Notices to airmen. Information. Okay. Temporary flight restrictions in the area. This is all real-time current. So again, then there's services, car rentals, etc. Airport facility directory on this page. Again, these are all going to be current. And then there's more stuff. Contacts. This is telling you which cycle that we're looking at. Air Act 1907. Some additional features, flight tracking. Okay, so not going to spend a whole lot of time. We're going to go back to Maps View. And let's go ahead and I'm going to switch this back over to IFR low. Lots of layers in here that you can put in. Global turbulence layers, composite radar. Zoom out. Okay, so I don't want to get into too much detail with it. I'm still actually learning ForeFlight myself. But this is a cool page. So you can preload plates. These are from an earlier flight that I did on X-Plane, and I flew into Portland. So I brought up plates that I was going to be using throughout the flight, and it's a good quick reference to bring up my plates, look at the airport diagrams, etc. That's the departure procedure we're on right now. And then if you want to remove the plates, it's just as easy as doing this right here. So right now I have Tacoma Narrows and then the Narrows are one departure, but we're not even going to be using that. So, oh, and here's another really cool, get rid of that, close that one. Here's a really cool, so if I had taxi instruction, that's showing our airplane right now. It's interfacing live with X-Plane. It's behaving as if we're in a real airplane and using GPS. And by the way, I do use this unit. I just purchased it and just subscribed to ForeFlight. I'll be using it in the real airplane. This gives me a chance to practice with it in a simulator environment. So that's us. Now, let's say we got our taxi instructions, and this is not a complex airport, but it's assuming we're in a complex airport. They gave us complex taxi instructions. I could literally just take my finger. In this case, they say, let's say they cleared us Bravo 2 Alpha to runway 17. So I could literally just draw a line, and when I'm taxiing, the airplane is going to display on the moving map, and then I could follow my hand-drawn taxiway. So then if I want to clear that out, it's just as easy as clearing it right here. So that could come in really handy in a complex, unfamiliar airport. So done with that. I'm going to close that. I'm going to go back to maps. And then there's documents that you can store, imagery that you can store. The scratch pad, for example, if I'm copying my clearance, let's say I'm just drawing this by hand. As file 7,000, frequency 124, just randomly putting stuff in here. Squawk code 6543. So that would be my clearance, and then it would save that page. So that's kind of another cool feature. I'm going to go ahead and clear that out. And then here's an ATIS page that kind of has, you know, preloaded fields that can come in really handy, and then just a blank scratch pad if you wanted to write something related to those previous pages. Okay, so that's that. Done with that. Let's exit that. Go back to maps. Okay, so here we are. Again, this also gives us the ability to switch. I can switch between SkyVector, which I use frequently, my iPad image screen, and X-Plane. So that's something I wanted to accomplish. This program, Lonely Screen, seems to do the trick. So we're going to simulate that. Well, let's go ahead. We'll listen to ATIS. Have it staged and come to
Tacoma Narrows information X-ray. 1400 Zulu weather. Wind 210 at 5, visibility 5. Sky conditions 300 scattered, 2300 broken, 4300 overcast, temperature 11, dew point 10. Altimeter 3025. Arriving runway 17.
Okay, 3025 is set, and you can see that the weather that they just provided on ASOS here, which is pulled real world weather, corresponds with what we saw here. We went to runways. So let's go. I'm looking at my iPad, you're not seeing it, so now it's back up. Yeah, that corresponds with what we're seeing here for runway 17. That's about a 230, and then it's giving us a wind speed of 8 knots. So pretty cool stuff. So back inside the plane, altimeter is set. We're just gonna, I'm not even gonna complete the full flight. I just wanna make sure that it's doing everything I want it to. And by the way, I have the screen resolution set low. You can kind of see it right here. The reason for that is that I noticed that when ForeFlight is synced with X-Plane, it kind of slows things down. There's a little bit of lag. So that's one of the things I wanted to reduce or eliminate. And right now it's pretty fluid. My track IR is moving pretty smoothly. There's a tiny bit of lag between the iPad, not much, and the screen, not terrible. Yeah, it's asking me if I want to subscribe. I think I'm gonna. Okay, so let's go ahead and taxi out to runway 17. Oh, another cool thing is, like, so right now I'm going to click on up here. Oops, you're not seeing it. I got to bring it up. It's there. I just clicked on right here on KTIW, and if I'm going to click right here where it says show plate, and it's going to superimpose the airport diagram in this case. Well, it'll superimpose any one of these things. Let's go ahead and do the ILS. So if I wanted to shoot this approach, it literally shows the approach plate to scale, superimposed over the map, so that as I shoot my approach, I can look at my ForeFlight, my iPad, as a visual reference, which will correspond with my real-world flight. So that's pretty cool stuff. And then if you just want to hide the plate, just click up here, hide plate. Well, let's bring up the plate. Whoops. Again, I'm clicking on the KTIW. Right here. And I want to show the plate for the airport diagram. All right, so now there's our airport diagram, again, superimposed over, it's overlaying my aeronautical sectional. That's pretty cool stuff too. All right, so let's go ahead, I'm gonna make this a little bigger. That's showing where our airplane is, right there. And we'll go ahead and taxi out. So let's bring up our show that full screen. Go to our taxiway. And let's say I contacted Tower. Tacoma Tower, Skyhawk 1720 Papa is at the FBO. Taxi IFR with X-ray. Skyhawks 1720 Papa, taxi runway 17 via Bravo 2 Alpha. Runway 17 via Bravo 2 Alpha, Skyhawk 1720 Papa. Okay, so again, you know, this is not a complex taxi instruction, but I can draw it on there. And we're going to go ahead and taxi out. I wish there was a way to display this. Maybe there is, I haven't figured it out yet. To display this right here, what you see, at the same time that I'm in the airplane. There may be a way to do that. But let's try something here. Let's do this. Yeah, okay, there it is. So, should be a way to. Just a little bigger. Alright, good. Let's make that a little smaller. better. Let's get this out of the way. We have our simulated taxi clearance, and we're clear left, clear right. See a slight little bit of lag, not terrible. And we're going to taxi, and we should be able to see ourselves on the moving map. You see a little bit of jitter in the screen. Might have to make some tweaks on the resolution settings. Our frame rate. Yeah, it's something I have to work on. But the point I think at this stage is that I'm able to do all the stuff I wanted to in terms of being able to navigate between SkyVector, my iPad image being projected onto the PC monitor, etc. Alright, so taxiing out to 17 as instructed by ground. See us moving along there. I have a lot to learn with ForeFlight. It's brand new to me. It's not intended to be a substitute for flying with your instruments, but it certainly is an outstanding squeaky brakes of the X-Plane 172 situational awareness tool. Now it should.
Runway 17.
Yep, there it is. Good. So we have the audio, which is another big plus, and I just realized that now. I was trying to figure out a way to get the audio from the iPad into my PC at the same time. So there it is. It's happening. So there we are. So I'm going to go ahead and clear. Not that I have to, but I'll go ahead and clear that out. So we're done with that. I'm going to go back to maps. And I'm going to go ahead and hide this plate. So I'm clicking, hiding the plate. The plate's gone. So yeah, it's not going to be again a full flight. Really, the main objective here was to see if I can do all the stuff that I wanted. There should also be a way, I betcha. Yep, there it is. So there's a way to show SkyVector at the same time. Yeah, so seeing everything at the same time. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and make that disappear for now. So we're gonna take off, and another cool thing is, let's see if I can find it. No, that's not the right page. Try to remember how to do this. There's a way to, as you fly, it'll leave breadcrumbs on here on your ForeFlight. So when you're done with a flight, you just go back and look and see your route. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. Oh, here it is. Okay. So breadcrumbs, and let's turn that on. See if that works. Okay, so that's that. All right. Let's again, we'll simulate getting our clearance from tower. So let's go ahead and switch over. Now let's make sure we have it right. There, 1185. Yep. Tacoma Tower, Skyhawk 1720 Papa, holding short runway 17, ready for departure. Skyhawk 1720 Papa. Winds calm, runway 17, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, runway 17. Skyhawk 1720 Papa. Okay. Let's go ahead and get out of here. I'm not going through all my checklist items. The purpose of this flight is to get to. And we'll turn the lights on. Let's bring this back up. see it's definitely an IFR day out there. All right. I normally wouldn't do this on an active runway, but I'm going to spend a little time doing a couple of things here. So again, if I want to add a procedure, I'm going to click up here to procedure. Right? So there's that. And let's say I want to pick an approach into SeaTac, and I'm just gonna randomly pick one. So ILS runway 16 left. So there's it. There's that, and it's superimposed, as you can see, over the map. Let's go ahead and add this approach to our flight plan. No, it's asking me for a, I'm just going to randomly pick a, it's giving me all my initial approach fixes. I don't know, let's pick Z key as an initial approach fix. So I'm going to add that to the route. There it is. And it's superimposed over my map, as you can see. Now, if I wanted to get rid of that, so now it has me flying, as you can see, it has me flying to Z key, and then flying the approach here. Nope, I don't want to subscribe right now, but it will. Okay, so there's that. And if I want to get rid of it, it's just as easy as clicking on it, or you can move. You can move things around on the map on the flight plan edit mode. Let's go ahead and remove it for now. We're going to take off and just see how our moving map works. Let's go ahead and hide this plate. So you just click on the gear icon up here, hide the plate. We're not going to be using that. And then if you click on this here, it will center your full route pretty much on the screen. Okay. Airport. Airspeed indicators alive, engine instruments in the green. Power is available. And go. There's our airplane. So I'm going to make a standard rate turn to the left. So we get out of the traffic pattern here. Keep the climb rate at about 1,000 feet per minute. Try to make this a little bigger. Clouds already. Alright, we climbed at 1,500, make our left turn. And then we're going to intercept, we'll go ahead and intercept this course. 1,500. Standard rate turn left. 116.8. 116.8 is easy to do. And that's showing use that as an intercept course. Looking for this radial to come in, and it should correspond. Well, let's bring this up. That radial should come in right about the time we see our airplane intercept a course here on our iPad display. There's the radial starting to come in on our instrument. And it does correspond with, blow that up, it does correspond with our ground track. We're going to hit turn to course, standard rate turn right. Descending, I'm going to rate down to 3,000. There we go. Pull back power. 2,300 RPMs. Right here, we're moving off course, and that corresponds with our instrument right here. So I'm going to steer it left. This is all experimentation. So far, I'm pretty pleased with it, the whole system. So we'll level off at 3,000. Once we get on that course and stabilize, I'll go ahead and end the recording, but because, you know, the main purpose here was to, I'm basically learning live, if you will, the integration of the PC screen, the iPad display on the PC screen, ForeFlight, the moving map, all those things. Okay. I wouldn't be trying to do this in a real airplane, all this at the same time. That's why we have simulators. Okay, so there it is. We're on our course, and I want to see if that corresponds with what we're seeing over here. Close. I'm actually a little bit left of course, even on my instruments right here. So I'm going to get that corrected and see if it corresponds with what we're seeing on ForeFlight. The needle's coming back in. I'm going to roll back out, standard rate to 029. There's 029. Yeah. All right, so what we're seeing here matches up with our instrument, with our heading. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty pleased with it. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the airplane. One other thing I wanted to show you here is a profile view. So that shows us our profile. Here's the airplane. This shows us mountainous terrain at our present altitude. If we got over here, we'd be in trouble. It would be controlled flight into terrain for sure. So that's also another really cool feature. Lots of stuff to learn. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this out. Go ahead and pause the airplane. Yeah, well, thanks for joining me, and hopefully you're able to pick up a few tidbits here. I mean, I'm learning as I record this, and I'll be doing a lot more training on it to become proficient, so that when I bring this in the real airplane, it'll be second nature. That's the goal. So thanks for joining me today, and hope to see you again soon.